I have the absolute honor of introducing left corporate world for the profession of network marketing and went from $0 to a six-figure income in just 12 months.
Ooh.
She had 4 years in federal politics, a degree in commerce and human resources. She grew up in Victoria and became a Perthie. Mate, she's a Perthie when she was just 12. She's a life enthusiast. I got to tell you, this woman is a life enthusiast. Everyone say, that's awesome.
That's awesome.
She's an ambassador of love, and you're going to see that in every cell of her body. She's passionate about empowering women, traveling the world with her beautiful husband, Morgs. Where's Morgs? Morgs, stand up. Let's give Morgs a big round of applause right there. And she's about to become a mom. Hold on. Of a French bulldog puppy called Zeus. And she's really scared of the dark. Ladies and gentlemen, Anna Richards!
Imagine a world for a moment. A world where we all owned who we were, where we've come from, what we've done, knowing though that our past didn't own or define us, owned all of ourselves, even as the beautiful David Wood would say, our imperfections. A world where every day, in every way, we could step into our power. When I think of that world, I think of a quote by an amazing lady called Brené Brown, who had the insight to say, owning our story and loving ourselves through that process is the bravest thing that any of us can ever do. You see, I believe that owning who we are, making an impact on this world, starts and ends with one thing. And we heard it yesterday, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm about to flip the lid on it again. But that is love. But you see, I believe that we cannot impact the world until we impact our world first. I believe you cannot show up for others until you show up for yourself first. And I believe, above all, you cannot lead until you lead yourself first. You see, I have not always been this way. I have not always been like that, I assure you. I could not have always stood on this stage and delivered this message. No way. I could not have changed my whole world and impacted literally thousands of people in the process if I first did not learn this message myself. Ladies and gentlemen, it would be an honor to introduce you to 8-year-old Anna. And I say honor because I have never had the space to be able to share this. But am I in a safe space?
Yes.
Beautiful. Let's go on the journey. So 8-year-old Anna wasn't the girl that got the happy childhood, like I know many of you. My childhood was filled with terrible physical abuse. I had a mother who loved us more than she loved herself, but unfortunately, I had a stepfather who only knew how to use his fists really badly. Mum said I never smiled. Me. Never smiled. I remember one particularly bad night. I was beat so bad hot water that works. That my brother, who knew what was going to come for him if he did this, grabbed a kitchen knife and threatened my dad, and he's smaller than me, and said, "You touch her again and I'll kill you." And he got what was coming for him. And 8-year-olds, what happens? They grow up. And 8-year-old Anna turned into 16-year-old Anna. And that girl was not an ambassador for love. Even if you hated her with everything you had, she would have hated herself more. My diary was not filled with what I espout today of love and gratitude. It was full of letters that I used to write to my stepfather because I couldn't have a voice. I couldn't lift my head up and look around if he was in a rage. So I used to write letters to him. And there were swear words in there that 16-year-olds should not know. But what happens to 16-year-olds? They grow up. And I turned into 21-year-old Anna, and that girl was just a feisty bitch. But harsh words were not enough anymore. I had started to use my fists, and I had become the very person that I hated the most. And that was heartbreaking to me, but I couldn't stop it. I punched girls, I got in girl fights, I was a biffer. Who knows that word? Australians, come on, you should all know that word. I remember one night, I was so angry that I grabbed a kitchen knife and I ran into the bedroom and I even cut myself. And it wasn't to kill myself. It was because I just wanted to stop the pain in here. And so the pain here took that from me. But 21, luckily, was the year that there was that gentle knocking. Knock, 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 knock. And I knew that there was more. I knew that there was more. I knew the fights, the drugs, the alcohol wasn't me. I knew that there was a person greater than I inside of me. I did, and every single person knows that. That's why we're here. We know we're leaders, but how do we let that out? Am I correct? Yeah. And I got that at 21. The drugs and the alcohol and the cutting and the fear and the fights, it was not okay, and I knew that. And so, what did I do? It's 2 words and it's PD. Who knows it? A+, no C+ here. I found personal development, and I worked really, 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 really hard on myself, consistently. I didn't have a day off. I didn't have a fight with Morgsy and quit. Every single day I showed up for myself to change myself. And I read a lot of books. So for me, it was like a library. I became a walking, talking, motivational book. And I read book after book after book. And it's funny because I remember the first book I ever picked up, ever, in personal development was by a man you may know, Tony Robbins. And it was Awaken the Giant Within. And I assure you at 21, like pissed off and hating the world and yourself, you're like, what? Awaken what giant, please? But at the end of the book, I realized at 21, I had started to awaken my giant within. And it was 2 years for me. 2 years was really the magic number. That was my number. It's not everybody's. But 2 years working so damn hard on myself. Guys, don't get jealous. But I had worked life out. 23, can you picture it? 23, like, I can write the books now. I get it. No, but seriously, I did. I felt for the first time in my life that I had figured me out. And the books, it was the books that did that. But not reading the books and acting on it. Crazy, get into action. Who would have thought? But that's what it was. And I finally felt like I had found my passion, Hadn't worked out my purpose, but I knew I had one. And I was ready to go. I had found my voice, you guys, that had been taken. It was a feeling that I cannot even describe to you. Amazing, extraordinary. But as all good stories go, something happened at 23, finally figuring everything out that would challenge everything that I knew. You see, at 23, busting out at life, yes, I have a voice, and not being afraid to use it. I was using it, I assure you. 23 years of, I'm like, wah! You guys, did you read this book? I was cut off at my knees. You see, I had started a blog to share this message that I'm sharing with you today, how it starts with love, how it starts with self-love to go and lead and make an impact to the world. That's what I worked out through my books and my personal development. And my best friends in the whole world, everyone I knew, viciously bullied and betrayed me. Viciously. Overnight, they decided to start and support and try to make go viral a blog about me. Attacking my character because, hell, who dare be happy? Attacking my integrity. No, you're the girl who did the drugs. You're the girl who was negative. You are not this happy person. They attacked everything about me. And I was broken again. I was at work when I found this, getting shared over the internet by my best friends. When I say best friends, I mean the girls that were the only ones that I knew. And my whole world collapsed. You know that feeling when the floor literally opens up underneath you and you're falling? I was there again. And I remember barely making it home from work that day. I should not have been driving. I'm already a bad driver. There, Morgan, it's on the mic. Because I couldn't see from the tears and I couldn't breathe from the sobbing. And I remember pulling into the driveway. And Morgan, of course, was standing there waiting for me, knowing that I was on the edge. On the edge. And I've never publicly said this, but Morgan, thank you for bringing me back from the edge. And I went inside, and he was like, you're coming inside, I'm giving you advice. And he was like, enough, enough, enough. You have got 1 hour, baby, 1 hour. Could you imagine sobbing, anxiety, having a panic attack? Oh, mate. You've got 1 hour. And at the end of this hour, you're cutting all of them off. And even if you have no one left, you have no one toxic in your life. And but do you guys, the most important part was, again, I listened. Just like I read the books and I acted, I listened. And I got in that shower. I couldn't stand. And I was in the bottom of the shower, sobbing so violently because I literally felt like the most hated person in the world because I was happy. But I got out of that shower, and for the first time in my life, I chose myself. And here's why. Because in the bottom of the shower, I thought, am I going to again allow someone, friends, family, it could be family for you, it could be your husband, I don't know. Am I going to allow them to take away my power again? And here's what I want to ask you. How many of you every single day, maybe week, maybe month, maybe year, are allowing someone to take away your power? By fear of what people think, by fear of shining your light, by fear of having a voice. Stop it! But I got out of the bottom of the shower, and as I said, I chose myself. And every single day since then, from the bottom of the shower to this stage today, I have chosen myself. So how do we do this? How can we get from the bottom? How can we choose ourselves every day? How can we step into our power? You guys, you want to know? 2 words again, and I want you to write this down. Daily rituals. Daily rituals. I started to change up my routines. Every single day, I had no one, remember, so I had some time. But every single day, I looked at what I was reading, what I was writing, what I was eating, how I was moving my body. And I drastically changed my life. And I stepped back into my power, and now no one can come and take away my power again, because I know who I am, and you can too. Yes, yes. So I want to ask you guys to just think of one thing. It might seem, because here's what I know. You are going to bust out the doors excited. You're going to have the brightest light any of you have ever shone before. Lisa beautifully spoke of it the other day, and I was like, yes, yes. And there's going to be someone or many, many, many people that try and put it out, and you will lose your voice, whether you realize it or not. And how do you want to harness the energy? You read something every day that uplifts your spirit. You write out your gratitudes. Justine did the most. When she said, she was like, it's so simple, right? And you guys were like, yeah. We talk about gratitude all the time, right? Yeah. But how many of you are honestly actually doing it? Don't even put your hands up, because you're liars. Paul's already told us that. But that's what I want you to do. I want you to read, so daily rituals, reading something every single day, writing out your gratitudes. An attitude of gratitude does attract abundance. How are you eating? I didn't always look like this, remember? How are you speaking about yourself? Speaking impeccably. So we want to read something every single day. It could be that for you. We could be writing out our gratitudes. Don't try and do it all at once, or go nuts if you're like me. But I know that you might start and fail because it's overwhelming and you don't have time, and the kids and the husband and rah! So I don't know. You just need one thing, right? David always says it. What's the one thing? And the biggest thing is, how are you speaking about yourself? That is a ritual. I have had to learn. The lizard, I was like, go Colin. Speak impeccably about yourself. We speak so much of speaking impeccably about others. But if any of you woke up this morning and hated how you looked, or hated how your hair was, or your makeup wasn't working, or you feel gross or fat or sluggish, you are not speaking impeccably about yourself. And you will not be in your full power. Because here is what I know. Your daily rituals are game changers. This is how you step into your power. This is how you fill your tank. This is how you put your oxygen mask on first. So when you go out in the world to do the work that you are meant to, you are most in your power, and you can be the game changers that you were born to be. And guys, just like I listened to Morgan in the bottom of that shower, I just ask of you to listen and trust me. Every single day, consistently show up for yourself with these daily rituals. So what has love got to do with it? Everything. Thank you so much.